Hello, and welcome to another edition of Inside Jobs webcast. My name is Leslie Whitty, and as always, joining me, we have Chad Spencer and James Moore. And today's episode is all about transportation and logistics. And just to give you a preview of how this webcast works, um, we'll be talking about available training, jobs in the transportation and logistics field, and then we'll also be talking about how we can help. This is a growing industry, and there are lots of ways that the Workforce Board can actually help with your training, ease that financial burden. And I think you'll really be surprised and interested at some of those options. So, with that, James, Chad, um, we'll jump right in. I am getting like 500 emails, and I'm so sorry. I don't know how to turn that noise off. We'll jump right in. Transportation and logistics. Could one of you all give an overview? Because that's a pretty big sector. What all does that include? What types of jobs?
So, with transportation and logistics, of course, you have your CDL jobs, you have your over the road jobs, you have your regional jobs, and then you have your local jobs. But along with that, you have diesel mechanics, you have small engine mechanics. There's a wide range of employment options you have one in the transportation and logistics sector. Wouldn't you say, James?
Yeah, and you're talking about some driving jobs. You're talking about some repair jobs, like you're talking about, Chad. But a lot of people don't think about the fact that with logistics part of it, you've got dispatchers, you've got delivery boards and things that people have to work on to make sure that these drivers get to the location they need to. And they may be hauling dog food to a location, but they got to have a backhaul. So the dispatchers and those boards are good places to find those backhauls and stuff, because if you're not loaded, you're not making any money. So those are good areas to be able to get jobs. Logistics is a really good place to work in as well. You think about UPS or DHL or FedEx. Not all those people drive trucks. They've got to have the ones in the background to make sure that stuff gets loaded and it gets to the right addresses. You don't want a package coming from Miami, Florida, ending up in Glasgow, Kentucky, when it's supposed to be in Seattle, Washington. So there's people that make sure that those logistics are there.
Especially if it's something I ordered from Amazon. I want it to come to my house. I want to make sure I get my order. So there are a whole lot of different types of jobs that go into this sector. It's not just a CDL driving a truck. That's not the only thing it is.
Not at all.
Okay. What, on average, and I know every place is different, but let's say I just got my CDL license. I took the course, I passed, I'm ready to go out and get a job. What would be an average starting salary? Just a ballpark.
Well, in this region, our Southern Kentucky region, our individuals that get the jobs from our trainings are making anywhere from $45,000 to $55,000. Now, they leave early in the morning, and they're home usually by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are regional jobs, so they don't have to stay out overnight. Those are the local regional jobs you talk about. But there's also over the road jobs. That's wide open. If you want to take on the responsibility of going over the road, in which that you may live here in this community, but you work for a company out of Dallas, Texas, but you're stationed basically here in our community, and you can make up to $125,000 a year doing that kind of stuff. But you got to work. You got to be in that truck doing it. And like the logistics part about it, you make that money when you're coming back too. So the over the roads where it really makes good money. But like dump truck drivers, which is in our area, several different companies have hired dump truck drivers. They'll make about $45,000, $50,000 a year just driving a dump truck as well.
that would just be out of the gate.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and I've worked with a couple of local companies looking for some of our guys that graduate. That's exactly what they need: dump truck drivers who can learn the route. Because the quicker you can get done with the route and add more to your route, the more you can make. So it's about not only having the skill to maneuver and move the machine, the truck, but also having the knowledge to be able to learn your route, learn it well, and be able to add on to it to add money in your own bank account.
Very good. So, I mean, I'm surprised at, I guess, the wide variety of jobs that are available, because I guess, when I hear transportation and logistics, my mind immediately goes to CDL. I picture, like, when I was growing up, there were all those movies and songs about truck drivers, and like Smokey and the Bandit, and like every song on the radio was about driving a truck. So that, I apologize, that is my mindset. I'm like, I'm just hearing Eddie Rabbit songs in my head the whole time. I'm thinking, Chad doesn't know. Do you know who Eddie Rabbit is, Chad?
Oh my gosh. Wish we had
Well,
to play for you right now.
Yes,
I have no idea.
I wish I had him queued up. He's saying,
I'm sure my dad knows who he is. My dad's been a CDL holder, owner, operator. I'm 42, so he's been doing that for about 50 years. So
well, then yeah, he would know, and he would know. I don't know who sang that song, Convoy. That was a good one too, But that's immediately what I think of. So you all have already broadened my mind and opened my eyes into what other possibilities exist. So there's a lot of availability. There's a lot of demand, and there's potential for a very high income with this field. So with all that being said, let's talk about CDL training. And CDL training, it's not something that we as the workforce board do, but we do help participants with the training. So James, I know you've been doing a lot of work with this. Will you explain in better detail than I just gave what that means?
Well, we have training available for individuals that meet certain criteria, and it's free training if they meet those criteria for the CDL program. We currently are holding CDL programs in Berrien, Hart, and Simpson County, which Berrien just started this month rather. I keep thinking I'm already in October, but in September. And what we basically are doing is we're putting these people through training. They get their CDLs at the end of the 4-week time period, and they'll get a job. We have a 98% success rate because we have employers coming in before the class is ever done, and they have jobs when they leave there. So in their CDL program is the higher license is the highest job need right now across the nation. So you may even live in one of our 10 counties, but you maybe work for a company from the California, LA area or something, because the thing with the CDL stuff, you don't have to live where the job is, especially for the over-the-road stuff. And there is such a need in our area for that kind of stuff. When you go on and you Google stuff such as jobs in the area, you're going to find CDL is the number one job need. And one of the things that you've got listed here, Amanda's email address and also a telephone number, the 270-746-7249. All you got to do is call us, see if you meet the criteria for financial assistance. We can get you enrolled.
Right. So, I mean, we've talked about different trainings before. This one has extremely quick turnaround. If you're looking at 4 weeks of training and then stepping into a job, not, say after a couple weeks, you're talking a little over a month. And if the person qualifies for training, they can get that at zero cost to themselves. So in a month, walk into a job, say, starting at $45,000, $50,000 and be home every month.
That's correct. Absolutely.
And that qualifying, I mean, just to give you a little insight, anyone on public assistance possibly will qualify. Recently released from custody, whether it be jail or prison, probably qualify. So don't shortchange yourself. If you're looking for a career change or you're looking to start a career, give us a call, fill out the intake form on the South Central Workforce .com, or call one of those numbers and let us help you get started. And you're basically, you own your own business. You can be a contractor and do jobs and get paid really well. Like Leslie said, 6 weeks after starting this process, 6 to 8 weeks, and you're into a new job, new career field.
I mean, to me, that would be, you know, if someone has recently lost their job, say due to COVID, my goodness, this is something they could start, you know, hopefully fairly quickly and be making a considerable income in a very short amount of time. James, do you know the dates? Like when are the next sets of classes starting?
Well, right now we'll have classes starting in October, but those classes are already full. There is a short waiting list on it, but if you get a hold of us sooner, then we can make sure to expand those classes as we need to. The other thing about the CDL program that we have is you get your A license. CDL A and CDL B is the two type of license there is. And the CDL A will cover everything below that. So you're looking at over-the-road type of trucks, semi and semi-trailer. And you're also looking at the dump trucks, the FedEx trucks, the UPS trucks, anything that requires some type of CDL. If you get these CDL A's, you can go to work for those companies that require CDL B's because the difference is, you know, the braking systems and things like that, but you've got engulfed everything with the CDL A program that we offer. So if you get your CDL A's, you can go to work at UPS. You know, they're always hiring individuals for the delivery service. They're also hiring individuals to do regional jobs. FedEx, the same thing. And we're lucky in this region. We've got Louisville's just 100 miles up the road. That's the hub for UPS. And then 4.5 hours is the hub for FedEx. And of course, there's DHL in Northern Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky is sitting in a great area for those type of companies because they're there and they need help all the time. And those are great companies with great benefits that you can work for as well. The great thing about, like Chad was talking about, going over the road, owning your own business, you can lease a vehicle and lease onto a dark container or somebody like that to haul their products for them. It's a little bit different than working for a company because you got to do the actual work yourself on the boards to find those loads coming back and stuff. But it's absolutely, you can be your own business owner and you can pick when you want to work. It just depends on how much money you want to make.
So let me ask you this. So if someone gets through the training, and we talked about how we can help with the training as far as financially, for those individuals who are eligible, we can help cover those costs. But let's say I get through the training, I have my CDL license. How can you all then help connect me with an employer?
Oh, we have a list of employers that need CDL drivers right now. And like I was saying before, in these trainings, there are people that will call us, call the schools, and they'll set up appointments to come visit with those individuals that are about to graduate after the 4-week program's over. And they will make them offers. Just as long as they graduate and get their driver's license, they can have jobs leaving. I've got 2 right now that's looking for jobs, but they've been offered a lot of jobs, but they don't want to leave their particular county they live in. So they're looking at something like a dump truck driver. And I think they've got those figured out for them to go into placement of those jobs. But I mean, it's just what you want to do, how far you want to go. There's all kinds of jobs out there for this. You know, and we were talking about us funding it through WIOA, but there's also other areas. Just because you contact us and you don't meet all the criteria, we have partners that also help fund these classes. So don't just think you're not going to meet those criteria. reach out to us, talk to us, and we can help you to get to another partner that has funding for this stuff if you don't meet our criteria.
Right. And my thought is, it's worth a phone call. It's worth an email. It's worth, it's worth clicking a tab and filling something out and saying I'm interested. Because if you never take that step, you never know. You could be an individual that is going to get all of this at zero cost. So to me, taking that initial step, I would encourage everyone who's watching who might be remotely interested and
Absolutely.
find out if you're eligible.
Hey, and it doesn't hurt to be told no, because I've been told no my whole life. So don't think that you're going to feel bad because you're told no, because like I said, we have other alternatives that possibly could help you as well.
Right. So, and I think that's a good point. Not everyone's going to be eligible to receive training at no cost, but I mean, you're making valuable connections that can lead to other possibilities. And the fact that we've got employers coming to these trainings as they're going on, I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine someone, coming to a class, let's say a high school class or a college class, just waiting to hire somebody when they walk out the door? That doesn't happen very often.
No, and the thing about it is too, for example, we had a hire up in Barron County at their county barn. Well, that's the road department and everything's what that's classified as. And this particular person got their CDLs and they're driving a dump truck there, but they're also now learning how to operate a backhoe. So they're gaining skills because they got that job, and they're going to be able to make more money because now they're going to be able to know how to operate a backhoe and stuff because the training they received from getting a CDL job. But something else I want to point out of how phenomenal this program is. Amy Settles is the lady that takes care of it here at the Career Center. She is amazing. She is compassionate, and she's passionate about this job, and she helps so many people. And I'm going to give one example. There's 2 gentlemen last fall that were homeless and did not have a career, did not know what they were going to do, but they heard about this program. They heard about Amy. They reached out to her. Now they have jobs making $75,000 and $80,000 a year. They're not homeless anymore, and it makes a big difference in their lifestyle, a huge difference. And it does with anyone that gets to making, several more dollars than they ever did make. It's a lifestyle change, and it's very much for the positive. And I promise you, if you're in our program, she's going to take care of you.
And look at it this way, we always think about our heroes at work during this pandemic. When you think about the heroes, you're thinking about the medical staff, the nurses, the doctors. Well, who's keeping our country going? Shipping and receiving, transportation and logistics. They are getting the products to the stores so that the consumer can continue a somewhat normal life. So not only will you be making good money, but you're also making a difference. And you're making a difference in your community and getting the necessary products to the consumers. So, it's kind of like our jobs, James. We make decent money, but we are hand in hand in helping people get to where they want to be career-wise. And you can't put a dollar amount on that.
You're exactly right, Chad. And the thing about the transportation side of it, you think about this, and a lot of people don't really think about this. I know I visit a lot of elementary schools, and I ask them, just about agriculture and stuff. I talk to them about that. It's like, where does your corn come from? Oh, Walmart or the local grocery store. But there's not a single thing that you receive in this country that does not touch a truck sometime somewhere. Mm-hmm. And if that ever stops, then this country will halt. And that's what, it's a huge need, and we need to help fill these jobs. We need to help people to get through these programs because it changes their lives, as well as what you said, helping the community, because there's jobs in those communities and we're getting the products. I know right now, if you go out and you try to buy something, I looked at buying a hot tub the other day because I opened my mouth and sold the one I had, but I told her she couldn't get it till I got one for me. Well, I talked to them. I can't get it till May is the earliest.
Yep.
And this is the end of September. So, you think about that, and it's all about the parts because of the COVID, it was shut down. And it's not just that. That's been my experience, but you can even go to the grocery store. There's things that we can't get because of the COVID, but those things that we do have are because of our transportation.
Excellent point. So, I mean, this has been every single time we do this, I always learn something. I always enjoy talking to you guys. And it's very informative for me, learning about all the different occupations that go within the sector. And also, I think, Chad, what you said is a perfect example of looking at jobs differently. I mean, what you said makes perfect sense. The transportation and logistics field is keeping the country running right now, and I think that's a tremendous point. Any closing words before we sign off, guys?
All you got to do is take the first step, and we can help you. If we can't do it ourselves, we can put you in a place that somebody can. It's just you taking that first step and reaching out.
Yep, that's it. Let us do what we do to service you, because that's what we do. We're in a role of service because we love to service others. So give us a call and let us see what we can do for you.
Very good. Very good. Well, we will conclude here. I would encourage you if you're interested in the transportation or logistics field, to please give us a call. Reach out to us through email, on our website. We have lots of folks who are ready and willing to help you and help you change your life. And help change the life of your family as well. So very good stuff, guys. As soon as we sign off, James and I are going to make Chad listen to some Eddie Rabbit songs so he can be educated on some music. But thanks so much for watching, and we will see you again next time. Thanks again.
Thanks, Leslie, as always.